it's Ducky, and today we are going to be looking at what I'm doing for my journal next year. As you might know, I did the daily doodle diary this year. As you can see, it's getting a very chunky, and I do love a chunky sketchbook and journal. But did I enjoy doing it this year? Yes and no. I really enjoyed doing it at the beginning of the year, especially. It was really fun. However, doing it every day was really difficult. I am a perfectionist, and I was hoping it would help me with some of those perfectionist things, and I think it has helped to a certain degree. However, I am disabled. I have physical and mental health problems, which can make it really difficult to draw for a day or maybe a couple of days in a row. Obviously, I had my nan die earlier this year, which was a really difficult time, and I just didn't feel like picking up the sketchbook. And then later on in this year, I also had a flare-up in stomach issues. At first, I had a stomach ulcer due to ibuprofen use. It's great when that's what doctors tell you to take with chronic pain, and that made it really difficult. And then pretty much as soon as I recovered from that, I had a really bad flare-up of what I thought was IBS at the time, and we're now realizing that I might be celiac, which is really difficult. And for the blood test, I had to be eating dairy every day up to the blood test. So no, not dairy, gluten. I'm so used to being dairy intolerant. So I was really ill for a while, and that made it really difficult to, one, do art, and two, make content. You know, I was bedbound, and yeah, it's just not necessarily the most feasible for me. I definitely want to get my art up to a point where I am drawing most days, but it's not necessarily the most feasible in a book like this. There are definitely some things I've really enjoyed, like my daily photo, which you'll see more of in the tour of this book. That was really fun, and I want to continue doing that. And just memory keeping in a artsy way. I do have a scrapbook, but this is just like the little memories. No, you don't necessarily have stuff to put in a scrapbook. So instead of this, I've been really inspired by Marcies Art for this. I'll link them somewhere. They're actually doing the 5-year journal, which I looked into, and the only one I really liked was a Hobonichi 5-year journal, and I was not spending nearly £100 on a journal, even if it lasts me 5 years. So I've got this one, which I just got, I think Home Sense, TK Maxx, something like that. It just has a space for each day of the week. Yeah, so that's that one. This one is going to have my weekly, daily kind of journaling, a bit of drawing, my daily photos, and also my subscriber tracker, which I have in that one as well. Then I have these two identical sketchbooks. They won't look quite so identical once I'm finished with them, decorating them, so that's how we'll tell them apart. So this one, I really enjoyed tracking the films I was watching at cinema, or TV shows we finished, games I was playing, books I read in there. So I decided to make a media journal, which will just have a drawing to do with whatever media I finished, and then a rating. So yeah, I really enjoyed doing that, so I want to keep doing that moving forwards. And this one is going to be a junk journal. I was really inspired by Kia Curates. I know she's made her own little journal this year, and basically that you can buy, which is like a grid, and then you have a square for each day, and then you put a square of junk in each day. So I really want to have a go at that, and we're going to see whether I can keep up with this. If not, I will just turn this into a sketchbook. It's not the end of the world. I'm really excited about this one. So these three need to be set up, and that's what we're going to do today in this video. So let's get into it. So as I showed you earlier, this is my 2026 book. So this page I will just tick off the days like I did in my daily doodle diary last year. And then this page I'm probably going to do a little tiny doodle that associates with with what I've done that day. And then this, I am not interested in budgeting, at least in here. So I've made these, and I spent far too long on Canva making these, and I'm just going to stick them on each month, something like that. I've already put the double-sided tape on, so you don't have to watch me do that. And then this will be where I do my daily drawing, writing, whatever. And as you can see, it's the same every week. And then at the end, I have these pages, which is where I am going to stick these in, and I am going to do my daily photo in here. And I will decorate around the edge with washi tapes and stickers and stuff. This last page is done, and that is everything for this one. So this one is now all set up for next year. So now we are on to the film journal. I've already sketched out the cover page, so now we just need to fill it in. I'm not entirely sure how this paper will hold up, so I'm going to put some thing behind it just to protect it for now. Oh wow, this paper actually is holding up really well. Okay, I don't need that. I love how this page has come out, and now it's on to the stats page. Okay, so that's that page done, and we'll be going on to this page, which is just setting it up for the first drawing. I have printed out these star ratings that I can just put in there. Be the title, here will be the date, and then here will be the other information, like whether it was a physical or digital book, a full season of a show, or just an episode that we if it was a season we finished, or a full show that we finished, whether we watched it in cinema or at home. And that is that one nearly done. The last thing we need to do is add something to the cover. Okay, these are stickers I bought ages ago and I've been trying to use up, but I don't really know many of these films. This one is now also done. Onto the junk journal. Now this one might take a while. I have collected some things to put in this one. And these are some things that I have made to colour in, cut out and stick in. So clearly there has been a jump in time and this is a lot more finished. My phone ran out of memory and I didn't realise, so I was not filming for like at least 30 minutes, so this is where we're at now. I am actually on the next page, so I guess we just go on from here. I don't really like the scribbly effect I did on this. I thought it would come out cuter, but I think they're too close to each other for it to look kind of how I was envisioning it. But that's fine. It's not the end of the world. It's a junk journal after all. Now all we've got left to do is the cover. Here's the final cover. It's a little bit crazy, but I think that's kind of the vibe I was going for. Just chaotic and junky. A lot of stickers I probably wouldn't have used anywhere else. Okay, so this is all 3 of my journals for 2026 set up. Let me know what setups you've got for next year. Are you doing the daily doodle diary? Are you just doing bullet journals? What are you doing next year? I'd love to know. I find it really interesting watching all the different people doing their journaling and sketchbooking, and yeah, I can't wait to see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye!